This episode of On the Limb with Nature's Voice Game Calls is brought to you by Apparition Scents, an outdoor and sporting goods company based in Bierer, Pennsylvania. All of their scents developed and hand bottled with strict attention being paid to every detail. Contact them today at 724-998-7646 or check them out at apparitionsense.com. 100% lethal or your money back guaranteed. Get a hold of them today at 724-998-7646 or check them out at apparitionsense.com. All right, guys, welcome back to another episode On the Limb with Nature's Voice Game Calls. Got Dave Young here on production. Woo! And we got Dan Hall back in, co-host.
Whoa! Yeah, boys.
Yeah, boys.
Good to be in the studio for a change.
Woo! Good Lord, it's been forever.
Well, yeah, boy, it has.
I'm like, you ain't got to hear it from behind the scenes now. You're right here in the mix.
That's right. It's been well overdue.
Yep.
I'm glad this Labor Day weekend came about so I could have this extended time home.
You got some time home with family and, so how was everybody's Labor Day weekend?
Mine was great, man. We didn't do much, did a little bit of hay.
Yeah.
Did some barn modifications for the now 2 horses that we own.
Yeah, 2 horses.
Yeah. Yeah.
So if anybody needs a horse, Dan's selling one of his.
That's right. Good horse.
Yep, just contact him there on Facebook. He'll sell it to you. So Dave, how was yours?
It was awesome, man. Got to spend some time with family. Got to go to my mom's one day, my dad's one day. The girls got to shoot some guns. Man, I tell you what, I got 2 crack shot girls right now.
America,
I'm telling you.
They say girls are better than boys at shooting
I'm
anyhow.
telling you, dude, listen.
Maybe we have your girl teach Trevor how to shoot.
Listen. This is the first time my 12-year-old ever shot my 9mm Glock, and at 30 yards, she was shooting a bottle up in the air, just knocking it up in the air one after the other, man.
Really?
Nuts.
Nice.
Yeah.
Wow.
Crazy. I loved it.
Nice.
That's great.
I hear you.
Yeah.
All right, so we got Dave Bierer, owner-operator of Apparition Scents here with us. Dave, how you doing, brother?
Oh, hanging in there. What's going on, fellas?
Oh, not much, man. Trying to get geared up for deer season, and we know you got some new products out.
Oh yeah, we had a holiday special for the Labor Day on the new Nightmare infused hemp rope, and I'm telling you what, all the orders came in, and I did a BOGO on it, and
wow,
I was actually making more on Sunday.
So you've got one of the, it's like one of the greatest products I think in the attractant world, and it's the Undertaker.
Yeah.
Undertaker's one of a kind, and it goes hand in hand with the Nightmare. You know what I mean? So a lot of guys, I've read a lot of articles, a lot of guys that use my product in different states all over the United States. A lot of the big buck states, they put up that hemp rope stuff, and I thought, well, let me try something. So this year, I developed it probably not last year, year before, and tested it, sent some out to, some of my field staff guys to, and they had great success with it. So we implemented it and come out with it right here at the beginning of the season for this year. But Undertaker is such a solid product.
Oh, it is.
It's infused dirt with, my young buck lure. And it doesn't wash away. It just gets stronger as the bucks keep coming and coming and coming. I mean, it's September. Everybody's getting geared up. They want to see what they have on their property. And, some states where, you're not allowed to bait, like Pennsylvania where I live. This is the best way to get an inventory of the bucks while they're still, in their bachelor groups.
Right. Yeah. You can't bait, but you can use the lures and attractants like that, right?
Oh, yeah. All lures and attractants are legal. But, like, in West Virginia and Ohio, I think Virginia, you're allowed to use corn, or
Right.
apples or whatever. But Pennsylvania or not.
Yeah. Poor state.
Greg Hicks says, "Who's the ugly dude in the corner?"
Come on now.
Man,
He's missed
cracked
me.
him.
He's missed me, He
Got him.
He got him.
Shots fired.
Yep. Yep. He'll fire back here in a little bit.
That's right. I'm gonna let it ride for a minute.
So I think you were the first one to introduce this into the hunting industry, but I think Dan's wife may have had one before you had it.
No, that was after the fact.
Oh, was it after the
Yeah,
fact?
because
Okay.
I thought obviously a lot of times we get products and stuff, and you send me stuff. So I come home for the weekend and I see what looked to be like a hemp rope coiled up in a package on the counter. I'm like, oh shit, Michael sent me that new product from Apparition. I'm like, heck yeah, that's awesome. So I go over there. I'm like, hey, where'd this come from? Michael send this? She said, no, why would he send that? I'm like, well, what do you mean? Why would he send it? Is that not a new hunting product? She said, no, that's my new toilet paper roll. I'm like, oh, all right, well.
Oh gosh. So
I don't know. That might be pretty rough on the backside.
I'm thinking that wouldn't feel too good.
Well, it had a ball on the end, like you put your toilet paper in on the bottom on it, and it hangs there, and you pull it off like yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I used to wear them hemp necklaces back in the day, man, and they would eat
I can
me
see
up.
Oh yeah, they wear you out.
The women.
Huh?
I don't know what just happened here.
We're gonna have to list
We got to get back on the rails.
We're gonna have to list this explicit.
I think so.
Oh Lord, I'm telling you, he's back.
He's back.
I'm coming in with a vengeance.
Both
boys.
bores, bud. He's got both
All right,
barrels at
Dave.
us.
So back to the products here. So, are you the only company out there that has this product?
I can't find any anywhere else.
Okay.
I mean, according to Google, I'm guessing not. I mean, I've not seen anything.
I haven't seen it here, pop up on Facebook or anything like that while
Right.
we've been
No.
marketing and
No.
advertising for it. So,
Yeah, I haven't. I know, I got it for all those years in Illinois. Actually, 21 years. I had a partnership in an outdoor, in an outfitting business, and some of the guys out there use it. A guy bought a puppy off of me. Oh my, probably 15 years ago, and he lived in Pike County, Illinois, and he's one of the ones that turned me on to it. He was like, "Hey, man, you got to hang a hemp rope and put the Nightmare on it. It works even better." And I'm like, yeah, I like stuff to be about as natural as you can get it, exactly what to do. But then, all the pictures. Another one of my buddies from up here, he does it.
Yeah.
Another customer does it, and sending me pictures. And I'm like, well, heck, I could make that 100 times better with, a process.
Sure.
That gland stays infused in that rope, and it doesn't wash away.
yeah.
And you don't got to, the best thing in the white tail world to do is not be there unless you're hunting. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
That's
absolutely.
why people invented these trail cameras that text you the pictures, so you aren't in there and out there, because that's addicting. Guys have ruined so many spots because they cannot stand. They want to know. They'd rather get the big pictures so they could show all their buddies on their phone instead of actually have him in the bed of the old Ford.
Sure.
I mean, that's what I'm talking about.
I'm sure. I can't justify
I
how
want
many
to take
spots
one
I've
in
ruined.
before riding the big black truck. That's what I want to do.
Yep. I remember I used to sit out before trail cameras was a huge thing, especially these cell cameras. I'd go out there before season. I'd sit for every evening for 2 to 3 weeks before season started, just looking and seeing. But like you said,
Watching them come out, getting their patterns. Yep. And then the day the season came in, that thing was 6 miles away.
Yep. For 2 weeks. Yep.
Yeah.
And that's exactly right. For 2 weeks straight,
I
watched
know, that's what happens.
I watched a 14
they change
point.
your pattern, lose the velvet, change your pattern, And then, that's the cell cams and all the new innovations in the hunting business is wonderful. I mean, when I first started bow hunting, I wore army fatigues. There wasn't really camo.
Right.
You know, I mean, there was, crumbly street bark, and Bill was coming with the, extra gray, extra brown, were brand new, you know what I mean? But
Oh yeah.
not like now, man. There's all kinds of everything,
Right.
So
talking on that, why don't you hit a little bit on the pre-orbital attractant you guys have too, if you don't care.
Yeah, it's called Nightmare, and we've had it, as long as I've owned a business. And I was affiliated with it. And just a little bit of a backwards on that. I was affiliated with it and was a sales rep, and I was doing, the TV show and filming all over the place. And I sold it and repped it and used it. And I liked it so much, I bought it.
Right.
I bought the company.
Nice.
And then ran with it and come out with an Undertaker, and then in Inferno, which was the most deadly doe and heat on the market today. I mean, I don't know how many guys that are just
I love it.
They get their orders in, you know what I mean? They call me well in advance, so I got them all lined up, ready to go. I know so-and-so needs this many bottles, so-and-so needs this many bottles, and I got it on a calendar and what day they want it shipped, so they get the hottest, freshest stuff.
Yeah, man, that's awesome. So,
and it works. I mean,
yeah, it's good product.
Last time I did the podcast, the one guy was on here with you guys, and he killed 2 of his best bucks the first year they ever used it.
Yeah,
nice.
John Fowler. Yep, sure did.
Yeah, I mean, it just works. And Mike, you've known me for a long, long time. I'm very passionate about the outdoors, and
yes,
I've trapped and hunted and turkey called, and that's how my year runs. You know what I mean? It's deer season, okay, then it goes to trapping season,
Yep.
then it goes to turkey season, then it goes to hay season. I mean, that's what we do here.
Yeah, so we got our archery season, deer season coming up here September 30th.
Yeah, same as PA's.
Same as PA's.
Yeah, September. That's awesome because that's October 1st is my birthday.
Oh,
So a lot of times it falls right there on my birthday. You know what I mean? Born on the first day of bow season. I mean, you can't beat that.
That's awesome. But the only difference between PA and West Virginia's bow seasons, y'all's is weird. Like, looking at it, you got September 30th till November 11th. Then it runs from then you can hunt that one Sunday, November the 12th through the 17th. And then it shuts down till December, where you can hunt from December 26th all the way to January the 15th.
Well, that just shuts down in the gun season.
Okay, so that's your gun season when it's shutting down?
Yeah, our gun season is a week after. Yours is Thanksgiving week. Ours starts the Saturday after Thanksgiving.
Yeah, that's right.
That's how that is. And there's no hunting in between. Like when West Virginia gun season comes in, Pennsylvania's no bow hunting. I mean, there's no hunting except for waterfowl. That's when we kill the ducks.
Right. I got you.
Or I live 0.8 of a mile from the line, so I hunt both states.
Sure.
Yep. So with that season coming up, what do guys out there need to do in preparation to get ready? Should they have already started it now, or is there still time for them to do it?
Oh, there's plenty of time. It just gets better and better as the season gets going. I mean, we still have some deer and velvet. We still have some bachelor groups. You know what I mean? A few, some shed the velvet already. But now's the time that you want to establish your scrape. And it goes hand in hand. You want to do that while you set your stand.
Sure.
The way I like to do it, maybe you got your spot, say it's on an oak flat or on field edge or whatever. You want to develop that scrape in your optimum shooting area. You want that deer to step. That's what the whole goal is, the scrape and all the lures. Just like you're trapping, you set a trap. You're the trigger of the trap. You're the jaws. So you want him to come to you. Say you're proficient and your best best range is 30 yards. So you want that scrape 30 yards, and you want that licking branch, so he's quartering away, so you get a perfect harvest on that animal.
Yep.
And that's how you set it up. So you put your stand up first with the idea of where you're going to, so sometimes it's really hard to get a licking branch right there by you. So now with this rope stuff, you can have that tied up there and hang down wherever. Anyhow, you don't have to have that real low tree.
Right.
I mean, I like to put mine a little bit higher anyhow, because I like getting those pictures where they're standing on their hind legs trying to get to it.
Yep,
That's
absolutely.
awesome. Heck yeah. So Dave, what's the best rut time in West Virginia and PA, you think?
I'm going to say it's hard to beat. It is hard to beat Veterans Day. I think Veterans Day is the best day to be in the whitetail woods.
Gotcha.
I don't know if it's – I've killed more bucks on Veterans Day than any other day I've ever hunted with archery tackle. I don't know if it's because you have it off because it's a holiday or – most people, a lot of people have that off, and I don't know if that's why it's the best day.
Yeah. Sure,
but that's just the rut's the rut. It always is going to be from that last week of October to about the 18th of November.
Sure.
No matter the moon, no matter any of that. It doesn't matter. None of that stuff matters. The rut is the rut, and that's when it is. I mean, I set for the whole month of November for 21 solid years, and that's what it is.
Right.
And not counting all the times that I hunted here, outfitting out there in Illinois, and that's what it is. That's when it is.
So
and there's different phases to the rut, obviously.
Yeah, there's different phases.
I would always love to see that first week I got out there, or first, end of October. I'd see that mom, and she'd have 2 fawns, and she'd be underneath my stand for the first couple days, and then all of a sudden you don't see her. Then you see them 2 fawns there. That's their core area, so she's getting chased. Yeah. So that tells you right now, you don't see her, but you see, when you start seeing lone fawns, the rut is on. And a lot of times, the weather has an effect on it. Like the moon has an effect on the rut in that aspect of it, because a lot of it takes place at night.
Yep.
Because of your temperature. If it's hot, you know what I mean? There's still flies and there's still this. The rut's still taking place. You're just not seeing it because they're in cooler areas. They're in creek bottoms. They're in, she's bedded down. He's laying beside of her, fending off everybody else. But you still have cruisers coming, checking their scrapes.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
To see where, you know what I mean? That's what they do.
I've always been.
Check their scrapes.
I've always been one that has hunted by the moon phases. And I fished that way. It's just the way I was raised. That's the way Tim hunted. That's the way we fished. And I see a lot of correlation between that. But maybe it's just the way I was raised because, we've mentioned the quality deer management on here several times before, and we've referenced their stuff. And they say that they've done studies and there's no correlation between moon phases and deer ruts.
Right.
They say
there's not.
There's
not. The rut is always when the rut is.
The first 2 weeks of November is when they say that the rut has just begun and it's getting hot and heavy. And then the first week of December will be your secondary rut. So that's what they're saying that they've studied. And they've done that study for 9 consecutive years.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
and that's what it is, and that's the truth. I mean, do you have some come in a little bit early or some come in? I think the problem with the EHD, because we had that here, and it messed up the rut a little bit because of the die off, and then say, I don't know per se what causes it. It set some of them back. Like, ask any farmer. You keep your bull out until whenever, and you know how many days that it takes to have calves. And if you want your calves in April, you put him in there in, December.
Exactly.
or I mean, you put him in there in October or whatever. I mean, a deer's 204 days. Gestation time in a deer is 204 days. So all this turkey time that I spent in the woods all these years, I'm telling you what, you find more brand new fawns that last week of April, first week of May than any other time of the year.
Yeah. So I mean, I agree with you with Veterans Day.
So I mean, it's biology. It's 204 days. Count them back.
But like with what you're saying on Veterans Day, you got to be out there in most states with a bow.
Yeah.
You can't be out there with the gun.
Right.
So
yeah,
it's hard. It's there's more people out there.
I think Missouri is one of the only states you could gun hunt that day.
Well, that's the reason why they got a lot of big deer killed in that area.
South Carolina, I think.
It might be.
Yeah. I think South Carolina's got a gun season in right now.
That's a little later down there.
They start stuff a lot earlier.
Yeah, it's different in South Carolina for sure. But, talking about the Veterans Day, that's something we push on every episode of our podcast is our salute to valor. So that hits real nice with you talking about hunting Veterans Day, so we can do our salute to valor.
Yep, there you go.
So tonight we're gonna do our salute to valor to Matthew Butler from Akron, Ohio. He was in the United States Air Force at the rank of a first sergeant. He served 23 years in the Air Force. He was stationed at Ramstein, Germany. He did 42 deployments, including 2 of them was to Iraq, 1 to Afghanistan, and 3 of them to Africa, plus many, many more, obviously. He was awarded over 25 medals, and he retired in August of 2021. So that's a heck of a career right there, sir. We appreciate your time and service and everything you've done for our country, especially with the 42 deployments under your belt. It's a lot of time away from the house, man.
I was like, goodness, did you read that extra message I sent you?
Yeah, I did. That's
crazy.
I want to read it too. I want to talk about that, but I don't know.
I mean, we can hit on some things, just not specifics, I would say.
Yeah, that's why I didn't want to bring it up, just in case for
this. This man has spent many times sacrificing for our country.
Yeah,
and he deserves every bit of the recognition that we can give him. I mean, this is a true American soldier right here. I mean, this is a lifer.
Yeah, and talking about a lot of his deployments, I would say for what his profession was,
yeah,
he probably only had a couple, 2-3 weeks in countries at sometimes because he was a sniper.
Yeah,
so he was probably brought in just for specific tasks, and he was exfilled directly. So that's impressive though, regardless.
Yeah, it sure is.
He's definitely got Purple Hearts. He's got metal in his face and shoulder. He had a bullet in his left calf. Mm-hmm. So he's definitely got probably a couple Purple Hearts, if not at least one for sure.
Yep.
But yeah, that man he's been in it. He's done it. That's awesome.
He sure has. And thank you, sir, for your service to our great country. We sure appreciate it. God bless you.
Yes. Thank you for your service.
Yes, sir. That's for sure.
All right, back to deer season. So our Veterans Day this year, 2023, is going to be on November the 11th.
Every day, same day every year.
Same day every year.
Yeah.
Same day every year.
Not sure the date or the actual.
I don't think it's the same
weekday.
Yeah, but it's the same day. Yeah.
Yeah.
So get out there with your bows, according to Dave. Quality deer management.
As long as you got that nightmare hemp rope out there,
yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, if you've done your preparation
out there at that time.
Yeah. Well, if you ain't got it out there, you ain't going to do it. That's simple, plain and simple. You got to have preparation.
If you got it out there, you'll hear this. It'll be coming in hot.
That's right.
That's for sure. That's magic sound right there, boy.
Yeah, I tell you, it's just as crazy hearing that coming through the woods. Like you'll hear a deer run and grunt. Not many people have heard that.
I've heard it one time, I think.
But you have to be keen.
Maybe
and listening
twice.
To
I heard it
once.
I heard it once.
Yeah,
and I'll tell you something else too. It's kind of crazy. I had one. I was actually hunting with you on that UC property. And it was a spike, and he was down in front of me, but he was going the opposite direction. I was like, man, how am I going to get this guy turned around? I had a snort wheeze.
Yeah.
I hit that snort wheeze, and I kid you not, like clockwork, that buck turned straight around and walked right back underneath me.
Oh,
trying
yeah.
to find whoever was.
Well, let's talk about that a little bit. Let's talk about coal bucks. So, Dave, have you had coal bucks on your property, and is it usually the smaller bucks, or can it be bigger bucks?
It could be bigger ones because they're got bad.
I think we lost
Could
you,
be
Dave.
210 pounds, 215 pounds field dress, but and that's a big deer for southwestern Pennsylvania.
Oh yeah, it sure
North
is.
Central West Virginia.
Absolutely.
I mean that's a hog.
You cut
People
out
say,
there.
"Oh, I got a 200-pounder." No, not many. There's not many of them. And he could only be a 6-point.
Right.
Well,
Yeah.
and here he ain't legal.
Right. Yeah, because it's
You know
got
what
to
I
be.
mean? He got to have 4 up, not counting the brow time, or 3 up, not counting the brow time.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Wow.
So we have antler restrictions here in Pennsylvania, and it is
Wow.
it's helped tremendously with the quality of the deer that we have.
I guarantee it.
You sure?
How long
I
has
mean,
that?
it has tremendously helped, in my opinion.
That's been a long time because I remember when I was a kid and Dad lived in PA. That was a regulation there, and it had to be at least 14 inches, right?
No, we never had a spread.
No. Okay. Where was I at that it was a 14-inch spread?
It was it. Now there's some places that, like, I know there's a national forest here on by Morgantown that it has to have 14-inch inside spread.
Dan, I think it may have been in your dreams.
Cooper's Rock.
No, there's
You got-
there's plenty of places that have regulations on spread.
Well, now
It has to be a 14-inch outside the ears.
bringing this up, I just want to say something. I just want to ask a question real quick too, because I heard.
I don't dream.
No, and I'm not talking about the whole dream thing. I'm talking back on the bucks. All right. So, because I've heard this, but I've also heard something contrary to it. Now, somebody told me that if a buck is a spike, regardless of its age, it'll never grow to be a large buck. But I also heard that it depends on what they eat. Now, is that true that if it's a spike, it'll never be a large buck?
No.
No,
Okay.
I think there's a study by Mississippi State or one of the southern colleges that disproved that a long, long time ago.
Oh, my gosh.
Now, if
Okay.
you've got a spike,
Might
and
have been
and he's
Georgia.
got-
I mean, there's a study out there from a long, long time ago.
Okay.
But I have seen that if you have a spike that's, in his 3rd year and he's 8, 10, 12-inch spike,
Yeah.
he's probably going to stay that way.
Yeah.
I mean, if you've got, you got an older deer
Right.
and he's still a spike,
And they got plenty of acorns, and
they
got
got
all
plenty
the,
of food,
yeah,
and plenty of
food.
things,
Mhm.
plenty of nutrients.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's probably going to stay that way. And I would say there is some out there that do that.
Right.
But I would,
I'll tell you what, I scored deer at a taxidermist's place before because the taxidermist didn't want to argue with the, customer. So he called me and said, "Hey, when you score these deer, this guy wants to know what it scores or whatever." This kid killed a 7-pointer in Ohio, and it scored 142 after deductions.
wow.
That's enormous.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
huge 7-point.
That thing was so massive, and its points were so long. To get a 7-pointer after deductions to 142, that he was the dominant deer in that area.
Yeah.
He was breaking up all the other bucks. I mean,
No kidding.
that would score way higher, but he was the dominant deer. He was 6 years old when he was a 7. But that thing was enormous.
Wow.
So, I mean, your highest scoring deer aren't always your dominant deer.
True.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I say Milo Hansen's buck was only 3 years old. I don't know how true that is, but that's what
Wow.
they say. But he just had amazing genetics.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if it's still the biggest buck ever killed by a hunter. Typical. I think it might be.
I think last
I don't
year
know.
there was one killed.
I think
that-
I saw something,
yeah.
but you can't believe everything you see on the internet.
That's true too. But from looking at pictures of it and everybody's saying they're waiting for the green score, obviously you got to wait 6 months, whatever.
Yeah.
I haven't seen nothing since, but they said it was going to be a very good competition for the new record.
Well, that's like Mel Johnson's buck. That thing's been the #1 archery buck, typical for, I don't know, 50
gosh.
years now.
Yeah.
It was killed in 1967, I think. something like that.
Yeah.
I mean, to get a deer, a typical deer to 200, it's hard. They're just not running around.
It sure is.
170 is the number for Boone and Crockett because there's not many of them.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna tell you, it's pretty much something that you've got to be. It's very unlikely. I mean, it happens,
I've seen a 170.
but you've got to be raising this deer on your farm. No, I'm not talking about fenced farms. I'm talking about your own property.
Yeah.
You're cultivating this buck on your own property.
Yeah, you gotta
And-
have it.
But there's
Food plots
so
and-
many variables.
There is so many
Yeah,
variables.
they
but-
travel too much.
But we're getting ready to talk to a man not next week, October the 6th. David Miller will be with us at the Breathe in Cross Lanes. David Miller has killed one of the biggest bucks in West Virginia, 160 class buck. That's
Oh yeah, they're
that's a
here.
massive deer.
I mean, they're
That's-
here, but
yeah.
they're few and far between.
They are few and far between. But
They're smart.
and I
with
mean,
it.
Yeah.
you know, some
They
of
don't
those
get that
bow
big.
hunting only counties in West Virginia
I mean,
have some of the
the man has very good
gigantic
knowledge
deer.
of
Sure.
deer. He's
Well,
a
Kanawha County,
biologist.
if you really look at it and go to the hunting and fishing show every year, Kanawha County comes out with some big boys.
Oh, they do.
Some big boys.
Mason County does.
Mason County, obviously
Putnam
Logan.
County, Cabell County.
Yep.
There's big
They're
deer.
here.
County's Fayetteville.
Jackson.
Fayette County.
Fayette County.
Well, I go fishing with a guy down there. He has a place called the West Virginia Experience, and I go fishing with him, smallmouth fishing.
Mhm.
And his cousin killed a buck about 5 years ago. That thing was so enormous, it was sickening.
Yeah.
It had 20-some, 30 points. When I did the
Wow.
National Hunting and Fishing Days, when they had it down at Stonewall Jackson Resort.
Yep.
And they had that deer there the very next year, and I mean, wow, it was very impressive.
Yeah. What talking about seeing one though? I was hunting Illinois last year, bow season, and
It's a different world.
oh my
That's a
god,
different world.
it is.
It's
a different world.
world. Even if you get to go there for a week.
Yep, it's a different world. I had that 170 class plus. He was just bigger than anything I've ever seen in West Virginia. It's like, oh my god, that thing's huge. And on the area I was hunting that year, it was like kind of like a little island because they used to flood it every year for duck hunting. It was a duck hunter's paradise where I was at, and my buddy owns property on the upside. He had the high ground, so when they flooded it, these monsters would come into his property. But
Yeah.
from that area, there was a 190 class, 2 180s, a 160, and a 170 killed in that last
Yeah,
year.
I hunted a place very similar to that. It was called the Henry Bottom, and they would flood that. Ducks Unlimited would flood that, and they had a like more people in Illinois that are residents and all that. They do more duck hunting than they do any
Oh, yeah.
and fishing.
Yeah, duck
Like
hunting's
I'd be
big.
sitting in my deer stand in November, and there'd be a guy fishing in the canal.
Yeah, oh yeah, yep.
It's like, what is that guy? And them deer didn't even care. They see him all the time fishing. I mean, they don't have the pressure. First off,
Right.
There's like they weren't raised on the hunting. But I take guys from West Virginia and Pennsylvania, out there. I know they're going to kill deer because they know how to kill deer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's different. You can't. It's just different because of the terrain and the way you think that a deer will behave in north central West Virginia, southwestern Pennsylvania. That's not how they behave out there.
No, it's
Like
not.
you might see that giant one time, and he's tending the doe that's in that area. They pick the corn on the neighboring farm,
He gone.
and then your place is loaded because there's nowhere for them to hide.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I
You're right.
mean? All them does get run out of there because they're in that corn, and then they're on your farm because you got timber, and it's bedlam.
Yeah.
It's bedlam, and the rut is on them. 5 giants chasing one doe, and they're fighting inside this little thick patch, and you hear the sounds in the until you heard 2 monsters, 5-year-old deer fighting, or see that.
Yeah.
it's a whole different. And you see that big bristly buck coming across that cut bean field, squaring up to your decoy, and I mean, like what you see on the shows. You know what I mean? That's what it is. I mean, and it's night and day from what you can do here.
Oh yeah.
And
well, that's.
I mean, there are world class deer in Pennsylvania, West Virginia, Ohio, and Maryland. You know what I mean? But when you get to places like Illinois,
Iowa,
Kansas,
Missouri.
Iowa, it's different. It's totally different.
So, Dave, you had Situational Outdoors post a video, or you posted the video for them of a buck going crazy.
I shared that. They bought my products and put them out.
I mean, that buck was going crazy over the infused hemp rope.
Yeah, no, are you guys connected? I really don't know them guys. I don't think.
Situational Outdoors. Yes, that is my cousin's son. So that is my second cousin.
Okay, yeah. I remember them getting it from me, and
and that's up in Mercer.
I talked to him, but I talked to so many people, and then it's just like, obviously I'm able to talk deer hunting with you guys.
Yeah.
And not even think about it. I mean, that's what I live. This from now until the end of November, second week of December. I mean, I'm eat, sleep, drink deer season. You know what I mean? That's what it is. I mean, everybody's calling. Like, then you'll get that October lull, and it happens every year. I mean, every year. I mean, you guys get trail cameras of big deer, and they're trying to kill them, and they're hunting early season. Then they're wearing themselves out, hunting every day, and then they burn themselves out in that October lull, and then the rut kicks in, and then you're tired. You really don't want to, but then you see the big deer, and it's cold, and all that stuff. So you got to live it, and you got to pace yourself. And like I said, the wind makes a big difference. I mean, we make all the scent eliminating products and that's the key. Like, that's another thing. I started taking showers on Labor Day. That's all I use is the Phantom Hunter body wash. That's it. I don't use any other products in my bathroom. You know what I mean?
Yeah, trying to condition yourself.
So you got to hunt. You will never kill big bucks until you are as scent free as you possibly can be. And we make great products that has to do with that. Everybody wants the lure, everybody wants that, but you could have all the lure in the world, the best of the best stuff. But if you're in there and that big guys, you're going to pull it because the pressure in our area. Because everybody, I mean, and it's a great thing. We have a lot of hunters.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We have a lot of hunters.
Yeah.
And that's a great thing because we're passing the tradition on to the next generation. Like Lou, I mean, Mike knows Lou goes with me all the time. She's my little niece and she's in the 6th grade. She's killed 8 longbeards, 2 deers.
That's like 9 more than you've killed, ain't it, Michael?
Yeah, she's up there.
She's only killed 8, though.
I know.
She's all 8 up. She goes and runs the trap line with me. She's
That's
8
awesome.
up with it.
I got my kids in the trapping last. What was it, last year?
I'm not talking to you right now.
He's done.
He's done. But yeah, and you know what? I think they've had more fun running the trap line. My son now, he's like, when's trap season? When's trapping season? It's coming up fast, dude. He said, we gotta go. We gotta kill another
marks
bobcat.
The calendar down for turkey season. Turkey hunting is her thing. See, the deer hunting is, it's cold, and she's a little girl. I mean, so and I don't know. The patience of sitting there in the cold and all that was just. She doesn't got it right now she'll deer hunt, but it's 1 or 2 days a year. And, I scout the best I can possibly do to, make her successful. But because that's what you want with the kids. You want them to have success. and learn to love it. And even if they do it a couple of years and then decide, this ain't for me, but guess what? You could always, you know what I mean, tell your kids, hey, try hunting. I did.
Yeah.
I got a deer. I got a turkey. I want to get a bear. I wanted to get a bear, and you know, whatever. You know, that's what it's about. We do a thing. The NWTF has a Jake's Day up here, and it's the largest Jake's event in the country. The guy is that's what his name is, Guy Hostetler. He is the president of the Warrior Trail Gobblers, and he got the Volunteer of the Year award this year at the national convention.
Man,
because that event is so big. There was 37 kids killed longbeards in my county and brought them to the thing to have them scored.
Wow.
I sponsor a gun for that every year, and it's an amazing event just to see all those kids that are just so into the outdoors, because they have a big thing. They stock a pond with fish, and you know what I mean, and they have shooting for 22s and shotguns and archery, and they have a guy teach them how to trap, and you know, they have a turkey seminar, and the whole 9 yards. It's an amazing event.
That's awesome. Well, Dave, you want to hit the verse of the day?
Yeah, I got it. I got it ready to go. It's coming to you out of the Passion, of course. It's my thing, yo.
Yeah, we know.
Yeah.
You don't have to tell us again, Dave. We know.
Okay. Well, I'm just
How
going
long
to keep
we
on
been doing
saying
this,
it.
Michael?
Boys, listen, we might have first-time listeners that don't know.
That's true.
They're like,
true.
what's
Good-
this
good
translation
point.
he's talking
You know,
out
good
of?
Point, Dave.
Good point.
We're going to
Good
have
save.
new listeners every day.
What would we do without you?
Probably run.
Probably a
from there.
lot. Oh, man. All right. So this is coming out of 1 Corinthians 13:6 and
Dan's
7. Say this one more time, bud.
Dan's back.
Dan's back. Dan's back.
Yeah, y'all don't cut up.
Gotta
here as
love
much.
it.
We do, but I mean, you just kind of.
It's
like,
just different. It's not like mean cutting up like when Dan's here.
yeah. It's friendly.
It's more friendly.
More friendly. I would agree with that.
Yeah, I don't feel like someone wants to like cut me or something.
Dan is very argumentative. I know we're cutting into your scripture of the day, but we've got to get into what. Go ahead and say it, and then we'll talk.
Then we'll talk. Yeah,
we'll talk.
Because Michael just lost his truck.
No, just wait. Go ahead, bud.
Well, I'm going to read this instead. It's the verse above it. Just since you
fits
said
better?
that. Just since you said
I
that.
hope it talks about sinful nature.
Listen, 1 Corinthians 13:5. Love does not traffic in shame and disrespect, nor selfishly seek its own honor. Love is not easily irritated or quick to take offense.
Wow, I take offense a lot.
Yeah, you do.
I think everybody's got work to
Everybody
do
does.
in that deal.
Yeah, we do.
But that wasn't going to be it, but that's just as good.
There you go. So,
Hey, and you know the funny thing about that is how fast it can change to something that's more fitting to the situation.
well, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
I like it.
That's how the word is.
Yeah, that's
it's
right.
there for us.
It's
to
alive.
It's alive.
It's
It's
alive.
there for us to live by.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
That's good stuff.
I honestly have to catch myself from getting offended all the time. Not like offended like people
I know
get
what you
offended. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not like the people get offended in today's time, but like getting pissed off,
right.
like mad. Like
Mm-hmm.
I want to do something bad to you.
Oh, no.
They want to pick you up by your ankles and shake you. Yeah.
I want to
Like a
shake the
baseball
money
bat.
out of your pockets and buy my own snack.
Yeah, exactly. I'm going to take your lunch
anyways.
money. Anyway.
All right, so let's get back into this here.
Yeah,
so as soon
let's
as it's Dan with his argumentativeness, as soon as he comes in today, before we
It's
even
not
get,
it's not hateful though.
yes, it is.
No,
It's not hateful.
He tries.
It's just Dan like if Dan believes something or thinks something,
Dave, I wish
he's
you
not
was
going to
here.
back up on it. He's
wish
not
you
going
was
to back
here.
up on it.
No,
I really and you're not either.
because I know
because he's wrong, and he's
I'm
wrong.
not wrong.
He's wrong.
Dave Beer.
Hey,
Dave Beer.
Wait.
Hold on.
You talked to Hicks. He's watched every live episode we've ever put on Facebook. He can tell you where I've sat.
And you've sat right there.
No,
right
I've
there
sat
under
right
that deer.
here. No,
Yeah, because
I've
you
never
look
been
up at
this
that
close
deer.
to this deer.
Yes.
Never, ever.
He's looked up at that deer before, and he was like, "Oh, well, we were here talking to who was it?
I've never seen that deer more uncomfortable as tonight. That's for sure.
He's staring right at me.
I think he's upset that Dan's right underneath of him.
Yeah, because he's never been here.
He's never been there.
Right.
Oh God.
Anyway.
All right, let's go back to. Oh, hey, Dave.
Hey, Dave, are you still on?
Yeah. Yeah. Wow.
I didn't know if you was going to leave or not.
I'll tell you
I'd
about
have
it.
left.
We get into it sometime.
That's brothers. What do you
All
do?
right, so tell us. You picked up some new dealers here recently. Tell us about some of your new dealers.
Yeah. We got a new dealer in Chillicothe, Ohio, called RX Archery. It's a guy that is so passionate about archery that he's actually a pharmacist.
Oh, wow.
And so he has a pharmacy and a bow shop in the same building.
Wow.
That's the best combination.
Man.
And, yeah.
And
So
get your
caught
Percocets
wind
and shoot a bow.
from one of my good friends, Billy, down there. He lives close to Chillicothe, and he shops there. There's some of the guys from his plant shop there or something, and they were asking for it. The guy contacted me. Now they're a full-on dealer. There's
Sweet.
one, Mike's Bait and Tackle, just actually ordered their second big order today. I shipped down there to Ohio. All those big buck killers down there in Ohio, they're catching on.
Yeah.
Buckeye Archery is a new one for they did last year and
That's awesome.
doing again this year. We still have KJs and High Strung, but nobody can beat Creek Archery. I mean, that guy there sells so much of my stuff, it's not even funny.
So the guy that has the pharmacy, can we bring Dan up there and let him shoot his bow, and he maybe can give him some medicine to calm him down?
Yeah, give him a downer.
He got to have a prescription, I'm pretty sure.
Well, I'm sure he's got something that he's hiding from all of us.
Yeah.
VA probably write me something.
Yeah.
I don't know if it transfers from West Virginia to Ohio. I mean, I don't know if they'll go that far.
Yeah,
I mean, I was just thinking if you shot yourself in the foot with your bow, you could go in there and get some painkillers. That's what I was thinking, but I mean,
Oh, Lord.
I don't know.
No, that's cool.
That's
cool.
good.
Dave said that's no good. Stop.
Yeah, let's stop this. All right, that's fine.
All right. Any more, Dave?
Not off the top of my head. I have the whole. There's a whole list of on the website and everything from my tried and true people that's been with me forever, all over and all over the country. And I mean, you could just check them out. And if you're in that area, stop over and
Yeah, there's a bunch of them on there.
Support my dealers. Yeah,
Absolutely.
Yeah, if you go onto the website, they're actually linked by states, and you can go state by state and find every dealer for Apparition Sense products.
Pretty sure we're doing an On the Limb podcast package deal, correct?
We are. So
let's hit on that a little bit.
Let's talk a little bit about that. So, Dave, you want to include in this package a 3-pack of Nightmare-infused hemp ropes.
Mm-hmm.
You want to include the Nightmare preorbital scent itself.
Yeah.
And then a bottle of your famous Undertaker Smock Scrape Starter.
That sounds cool. That's what you hang on the limb.
So let's get this started as our on the limb package, and
That's a great idea.
It will start. Let's give us time to get this up. So let's say we'll start it Friday.
Yeah. So all your listeners can get that for
Friday
for a discounted price.
Discounted price.
Let's do that.
$39.99. How's that sound?
That sounds like a winner. Yeah, and you just go to. You'll have that.
We might have to add some
on
Inferno
there, and we'll get it on the website, and your listeners can, anybody.
Sure.
Yeah, it'll be
can order that package, but it'll be from people that listen to this.
People
so
that
they
listen
get
to this, yeah.
a hemp rope, a 3-pack. It has three of the hemp ropes infused with the Nightmare. You'll get a bottle of the Undertaker scrape starter, which that'll do you about 3 scrapes, and then you'll have the Nightmare to freshen those ropes up every time you go into your stand.
That's what I was actually getting ready to ask you, Dave. How often do you recommend freshening them hemp ropes up with the Nightmare?
Oh,
once a week, once every 2 weeks?
No. A month.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it'll last a month on there.
Okay.
Depending on weather.
Sure. Obviously, you get heavy rains.
I mean, I make it, so I'll probably put it on every time I go.
Sure.
But you don't need to. I mean, it's infused. It's going to stay in there. I mean, you can tell. I mean, you'll be able to tell if it dries out, and then, it'll be a tanner color. If it's a darker color that's still in there, a person can't smell that.
Okay.
I mean, you can't. It doesn't have a smell. I mean, it does to me, but I make it.
Sure.
Yeah.
So I know, but like for the normal everyday guy, you're not going to smell nothing on it.
Right.
Okay.
It'll feel oily to you.
Yeah.
It'll feel oily or but they obviously, I mean, all the pictures, I just got a bunch of pictures texted to me while we were on the phone. And, I mean, it's got them, their nose is right on it.
So
that's the key. That's the key. You want him to stand in that spot where you have the optimal shot.
Yeah.
Because that's the thing with archery tackle. You want a quick harvest. So you
don't want him running through there
right on him and watch him pile up right in front of you and get him in the bed of that truck. That's the name of the game, and that's what we strive for here, Apparition Scent.
That's what I was going to say.
We want to put him in the bed of the truck.
Yeah. You going back to that preorbital scent? I thought when we first started using it that it would have a scent, but it doesn't have. Like you're saying, it's just an oily substance, really. I mean, it has no scent whatsoever. I can't smell anything.
Now that Inferno does.
Yeah.
Proof's in the pudding when they're standing there on their hind legs, and like the video that the kid put on there from your second cousin. That deer is on its hind legs with its rack in that tree, rubbing its glands on that gland.
Oh yeah,
Lord. I mean, right. If you don't know what preorbital is, I'll explain it right now. Preorbital is the gland right before the deer's eye. Preorbital. The orbital bone goes around your eye. So if you look at that mount right at the corner of its eye, closest to its nose, you'll see it. That's where it comes from. They do lick that branch. They do bite the end of it off.
Yeah.
But their main goal is to rub their gland on that tree and leave their calling card.
Yep.
And that's their area.
Yeah. We just posted that video to our page, by the way. If you want to go check that out, everybody, that video of Situational Outdoors is on our page. I mean, that buck is tearing that limb up.
Yeah, he was.
Like Dave said, he's actually almost jumping up to the limb to get
we get that all the time.
His horns in there.
That's why I like to put them up a little bit higher.
It's crazy.
So they do that.
Yeah. So you get that action.
Yeah, and I mean it's cool.
Yeah,
I mean,
it is.
He's fooled. He is 100% fooled.
Yeah.
And that's the goal.
Yeah, he sure is.
So he's not paying any attention to, and it's September. You know what I mean?
Yep.
It's September. So as long as it goes and the testosterone builds in those deer and they get that big neck, they get, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's on.
It's on.
Yeah.
And that's what it just keeps getting better and better and better and better. So if it works now, just wait.
Yeah, it sure does. Well, Dave, we appreciate you coming on this evening, brother. It's always a good time talking to you. We wanted to introduce your new products here tonight. and let everybody know
thank
about
you very
the.
much, and tell you, I appreciate you getting the listeners package on there.
Yep.
And everybody that's tuned in can go right to apparitionscent.com and place their order, and I strive to get them out that day.
Yep.
I mean, there's very, very rarely that the orders don't get shipped as soon as they come in.
Yeah, Dave does a great job with shipping.
Yeah, he is quick.
Yep. So we sure appreciate you, man. And like he said, our On the Limb package there, that will be up on Friday. So if you want to send Dave a message now, if you want to get that package now, I'm sure he can hook something up for you. $39.99.
Oh, yeah.
You get the Nightmare Infused Hemp Rope.
3-pack.
3-pack. You get the...
Yeah, 3 comes in a package.
Yep, 3 comes in a package. You get the Nightmare Preorbital Scent, and then you also get the Scrape Starter, which will give you 3 scrapes. And that stuff right there, we've got a video on our Nature's Voice Game Calls page of us doing that.
Yep.
It's had thousands of views. We did our own mock scrape with it. Man, I'm telling you, it is amazing stuff. And they come back to it daily.
Yep.
They will check it daily. So, everybody, we appreciate you listening tonight. Be sure to check them out, apparitionsense.com. And Dave Bierer, we thank you again, buddy.
Hey, take care, guys.
Yep,
All right,
you too.
man.
Thanks,
Have a
Dave.
good one. All right, guys.
Bye-bye.
Be sure to check us out on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music. We're on about 18 other different channels, so be sure to check us out. Be sure to watch for that package coming out. Just to let you guys know about something that we got coming up, it's, October the 6th at the Breathe Wine Culture here in Cross Lanes, West Virginia. We will be doing a fireside live podcast. Country Boy Brewing Company will be doing a cider tasting. You know, this is right around the time for fall to start kicking in. Bow season's already going to be in session. So we're going to be talking hunting. We're going to have a roundtable discussion. Kirk Price is going to be there. David Miller's going to be there. There's going to be all kinds of people there. So if you want to come join us, come out to the Breathe. We're going to have all kinds of stuff. Oh, yeah.
Not me.
Dan won't be there.
Yeah.
But anyways.
Someone's got to make a living.
Anyways, so check us out. We appreciate everybody listening tonight.
Thanks,
Thank
guys.
you.
Thanks, guys.
This segment of On the Limb with Nature's Voice Game Calls is brought to you by AMG Network Hosting, LLC, a national independent agent for most major telecommunication service providers. If your business is in need of internet, phones, credit card processing, let AMG Hosting help you compare options. They work with over 100 national carriers, and they can help you choose the best option for your needs. Our independence means we are loyal to our customers, not a brand or a company. Call us today at 304-608-3653 or visit us at amgnhconsulting.com. amgnhconsulting.com. Phone number again is 304-608-3653. AMG Network Hosting, LLC.